dear students. Today in carbon compounds, let us proceed with the next part of the lesson, that is nomenclature system of carbon compounds. That means we have to learn how we can name the carbon compounds. Now there are two systems of naming the carbon compounds. That is, one system is called as the common names and another system is IUPAC nomenclature. So you have learnt now that there are so many millions of carbon compounds. Initially, when scientists were trying to find out or give the names to these carbon compounds, since the number of carbon compounds were less, okay, now they were given common names. Okay, like for example, the sources of the first carbon compounds like alkanes like methane, ethane, propane, butane were different. But then later on, when the number of compounds increased, they were given the names according to the number of carbons, okay, in the compound. Like for example, compound having 5 carbon atoms was called as pentane, then hexane, heptane, okay, and so on, depending upon the number of carbon atoms. Fine. Now this system is called as IUPAC system, which we are going to study. Now, like for example, let us first consider about the common names, why we cannot use them all the time. For example, there are two isomeric compounds in a straight chain or a branch chain of the molecular formula, that is of the butane, C4H10. You have already learned this isomeric compounds. That is, when it is a straight chain of the butane, it is called as N-butane or also called as normal butane. Okay, whereas when it has a branch structure, it is also called as I-butane or isobutane. Let us now consider the next carbon compound, that is the pentane. How many isomeric compounds we can have and what can be their common names. Okay. So in the case of pentane, we can have 3 different isomeric structures. Like for example, when it is a straight chain, it will be called as N-pentane. When in the case of branch structure, we can have 2 different type of branches. One is 4 carbons in a straight chain and the 5th carbon here. So this way it was called as isopentane. Then we can have the third branch structure or third structure of the pentane as 3 in the straight line and 1 up and 1 down carbon like this, and this pentane was called as neopentane. So 3 different isomers of pentane can be can be drawn. The structures can be drawn. Whereas if you see hexane, okay, 5 different isomers can be drawn. So which are nothing but, one is the straight chain hexane, second one is I-hexane, that is on the second carbon you just draw again 1 more carbon up like that, that will be called as isohexane. Then we can have 2,3-dimethyl butane, that means on the second carbon and the third carbon you can have 1 more 2 sides you can have carbon, okay, and the fourth one is 3-methyl pentane and 1 more we can have is neohexane. Okay, so you can see that as the number of carbon atoms are increasing, even the structural isomers also goes on increasing, and it becomes very difficult to name them commonly. Okay, common names create lot of confusion. That is why there was later on there came a new system of classification which was called as IUPAC nomenclature system. Okay, wherein IUPAC stands for International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. Remember, IUPAC stands for International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so this nomenclature system was based on the structure of the carbon compound, okay, and it was accepted all over the world. Why it was accepted all over the world? Because this IUPAC nomenclature system had made it possible or has made provisions for naming each and every carbon compound. And therefore, this system has been accepted all over the world. So now, let us study about the IUPAC nomenclature system. Okay, So IUPAC nomenclature system has three different parts. Okay, it has three units in the IUPAC. One is parent. Okay, one is the parent, prefix and the suffix. So now let us learn about the IUPAC nomenclature system. How it can help us in naming the carbon compounds. So IUPAC have, as I mentioned to you, has three parts, that is prefix, parent and the suffix. Okay, so and now the name, how we have to start naming them. Naming of any carbon compound depends upon the parent alkane, whatever is the parent alkane, fine. And then the concerned prefix or suffix is joined to the name according to what group is attached to it. Whether a group is attached, whether double bond is there, triple bond is there, whatever, it depends upon what type of group is attached, and the naming is given on the basis of the parent alkane. Okay, so now let's study stepwise how we can write the names of the carbon compounds. First of all, carbon compounds, okay, you have to draw the structural formula. Okay, first draw the structural formula like this, how I have drawn and shown here. Fine. Then check how many carbons are there. Okay, how many carbons are there in the structural formula, and draw a straight chain line of that carbon of the parent alkane. Now here the parent alkane has three carbons here. 1, 2, 3. So draw the straight chain here. Straight chain consists of 3 carbons. Since it consists of 3 carbons, the parent name is nothing but propane. Parent name becomes propane. Fine. Then here if you see, here there are 2 carbons here. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. So therefore carbon chain will have only 2 carbons, and therefore the parent name will be ethane. Then next one, if you see over here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the parent chain has 1, 2, 3. Now though this is a functional group, so still since there is C in that, carbon is that carbon also you have to count. Okay, so that means altogether there are 3 carbons, so you will call it as 1, 2, 3 in the carbon chain. Okay, so again the parent name will be propane. Okay, parent name will be propane. Fine. Now here also there is a functional group called as aldehyde. Okay, now but since it has carbon, we will count that carbon as 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and here also it will have the name as propane. Okay, next we have, now here if you see here, okay, there is a double bond. Now here dear students, you have to pay attention. You have already learned that whenever there is a double bond or maybe a triple bond, you have learned that last 3 letters, that is A and E of the alkane, is replaced by E and E when there is a double bond. Now since here there is a double bond, the name of this carbon chain, though it has 3 carbons, okay, 3 carbons, and here a double bond is there, 3 carbon, that means parent name will be propane. But since here there is a double bond here, we have to call it as, instead of propane, we will call it as propene. Parent name will remain as propene. Okay, since double bond is there. A and E you will have to replace it with E and E. Similarly, when there are three bonds or triple bonds in a carbon compound, A and E will be replaced by Y and E. Now check how many carbons are there. Here also there are 3 carbons, and here 1 triple bond is there. So instead of A and E, the parent name will have E and E. So this 3 carbon, that means it is again propane, but it will become now not E and E, Y and E. So it will become propyne. Okay. So this is how you have to write. This is the first step when you have to draw the structural formula, count the number of carbons in the parent alkane, and then write the parent name accordingly. Okay. Only thing you have to pay attention to this, that if there is a double bond or triple bond, instead of A and E, you will replace it with E and E if there is double bond, and Y and E if there is a triple bond. Okay, fine. Now let's go to the next step. Next step says that if the structural formula contains a functional group, if the structural formula contains a functional group. Now here you can see there is a functional group called as OH, that is of the alcohol. Then in the third one you see that there is COOH, that is of the carboxylic acid. Then here you can see CHO is of the aldehyde, okay, group. When such functional, like this functional groups will be attached to the parent chain, the name again, the name it will have a different suffix. It will have a different suffix, okay. Like for example, in the case of alcohol, we use the suffix. Suffix means the one which comes afterwards. E of the alkane, E of the alkene will be replaced by OL. Okay, E of the alkane will be replaced by OL if the functional group is alcohol. If it is aldehyde, E will be replaced by I. Okay, so let me draw the table containing all the different functional groups, okay, and their suffixes or maybe prefixes. There is only one group, that is halogen group. In this case, only there is a prefix, whereas in all other functional groups, there is a suffix, okay, and suffix is replaced, the name of the functional group will be replacing the last letter E. So let's learn that in another table. So let's learn in the second step how we can replace the name of the parent alkane by a suffix having a particular functional group. So here there are 7 different functional groups which you have learned already, that is alcohol, aldehyde, carboxylic acid, okay, ether, ester, okay. Out of that, ether and ester is not mentioned in your textbook, so you don't need to learn them. Amine and ketone, okay, and halogens like chlorine and bromine. Let's see how we can name them whenever any functional group is attached. As I have mentioned to you, you have to replace the last letter of the parent alkane, that is E, with whatever functional group we have. So let's learn how we can call these different groups functional group. First of all, what is the functional group? We have to check, and then we have to give accordingly the suffix to it or prefix depending upon whether it is of the oxygen or of the halogen or amine. Fine. Now here first we have of the oxygen, that is alcohol. So alcohol functional group is condensed form is OH. Okay, condensed form is OH, and it is, E will be replaced by the letter OL. Okay, I'll again repeat, E will be replaced by OL. This is the condensed structural formula of the alcohol OH group. Okay, now here let us see how we can call it. Okay, now the parent, first of all, first step, we have to check the number of carbon atoms and accordingly write the parent name. Here there are 2 carbon atoms, that is 1 and 2. Okay, so that means the parent name will be ethane. Parent name will be ethane. Okay, now what will be the suffix for this? As I mentioned to you, E you will have to replace it with OL. So the parent suffix will be, or the name of the whole carbon compound, this carbon compound will be ethanol. Okay, E will be replaced by OL, ethanol. Now it doesn't have a prefix because it is not a halogen group. As I mentioned to you, only halogen group has a prefix parent. Otherwise all have parent suffix. Okay, so now let's see the next one. Here you can see that there is a chloride group, okay, a chlorine group. Therefore condensed structural formula is Cl, and we call it as chloro. We call it as chloro, okay, and that will be prefix. Okay, chloro will be the prefix. Let's count the number of carbons. So 1, 2 are the carbons. Therefore the parent name will be ethane, and instead of calling it as parent suffix, we will have prefix parent, since it is a chlorine group, and as I mentioned to you, chlorine is one of the halogen. So here you will write it as chloro, this one, chloro, Chloroethane. It will be called as chloroethane. Fine. Next one is bromine of the halogen only. Therefore, it will also have prefix parent. Okay, so here the condensed structural formula is written as hyphen Br, and Br is called as bromo. It is called as bromo. Okay, remember this. Then we have to check the number of carbon atoms. Number of carbon atoms are 2. Therefore, the parent name will be ethane, and we do not have parent suffix, but we have parent prefix parent, that is bromo. Okay, this bromo you will write first, and then you will write prefix. You will write first, and then you will write the parent name, that is ethane. So bromo ethane will be the name of BrCH2CH3. Then we have aldehyde group. Now, as I mentioned to you previously, if there is an aldehyde group or a carboxylic group, it has one carbon. Doesn't matter. You have to count that carbon also in the parent name. When we are writing the parent name, we have to count. So here there is aldehyde group, which is condensed structural formula is CHO, and aldehyde we give the suffix as al, aldehyde, Al. Okay, so here the parent carbon will have 1, 2, 3. Count this carbon also. So there are 3 carbons here. So it will become propane. Parent name will be propane, and it will have suffix. Therefore, we have to replace E with Al, and now the name will become propanol. Propanol. Okay. Next one is CH3COOH. Here you see it's a carboxylic acid, and as I mentioned to you, you have to count these 2 carbons also. Now, the condensed structural formula is COOH. Okay. Here we have to replace it with OIC. Oic. Okay. OIC acid. OIC acid. Carboxylic acid. That is why we have to mention it as acid. OIC. Not only oic, but acid also you have to write. So first write down the parent name. Parent name is 2 carbons are there. Therefore, ethane. And IUPAC name will be ethanoic. Ethe, E is replaced by OIC, ethanoic acid. Okay, next one is amine group, that is NH2. So NH2 is written condensed as hyphen NH2, and you write it as amine. It is called as amine group. Okay, parent carbon name has only 1 carbon. Therefore, it will be methane, and it will be called as metha. Okay, methana, E is replaced by amine. Okay, it will be methanamine. It will be called as methanamine. Fine. Then the last one is having a ketone. Remember, ketone will be always in the in between, not on the last carbon atom. It will be always in between any 2 carbon atoms. Okay. So remember this. So here how what is the condensed structural formula? CO. Okay, CO dash, and it is called as ONE. Okay, ketone. It is a ketone group. Therefore, E will be replaced by ONE. Now, the parent chain has 1, 2, 3 carbons. So you write it as propane. Okay, propane. And now since E will be replaced by ONE, and the name will become propanol. The name will become now propanol. So this is the second step when you can write the name of the carbon compound when functional groups are attached. Now there is one more step, that is the third step, wherein sometimes the functional group may not be attached to the first carbon atom. It may be attached to some other carbon atom. In such case, how you can name? So let's learn that in the third step, which says that you will have to number the carbon atoms, okay, as 1, 2, 3, depending upon where is the functional group. Now in case of aldehyde, CHO or COOH, wherever it is attached, that carbon you will call it as, you will number it as 1, okay, where CHO is present, you will number it as 1, and even in this case you will number it as 1. Whereas in other cases like OH, Cl or maybe other amine, all these depending upon which side it is nearest, the functional group is nearest to which of the carbon atoms, that carbon atom we will number it as 1. So in this case you can number it from the both directions, that is in left hand side as well as from the right hand side. So let's learn that in the third table how we can number them. Now let's learn when the functional group is attached on the different carbon atoms, how we can call them or how we can name them. Okay, let's take the first example. The only thing I just want to mention is that whenever any carbon compound is having only 2 carbon atoms, there is no need to number them, because it may be it is always 1, you can call it. Fine. So now let's see how we can number. Like for example, if the carbon chain is having 3 carbons, okay, so that means condensed formula will be, and suppose there is an OH group on this carbon atom, then how we can number it? Okay, so the condensed formula will be CH3CH, okay, 1 2 3 4, yes, CH3CH and CH3. This would be the formula, condensed structural formula. And now how we can call this, because now here you see it is not on the first carbon atom, whereas it is on the second carbon atom. So from where we can number it? So let's start numbering it in this way. 1, we can have 2 ways, that is 1 2 3. It can be called as 1 2 3 this way, that is in the right hand side direction or left hand side, right hand side direction, and the other one is in the left hand side direction, that is 1 2 3. Okay, you can have 2 different numberings, that is from this way, this direction, or in this direction. Let's see how it is possible, in which direction we are having, OH nearest. Okay, if you see, it is in both the cases this carbon is getting number 2. So whenever it is a 3 carbon compound, there is no problem in which direction you are numbering it, because both the times you are, the middle carbon will always have number 2. Fine. So therefore, you will count the number of carbon atoms in the parent alkane. First, identify the parent name. Since it is 3 carbon atoms, the parent name will be propane. Okay, parent name will be propane. Okay, and now you know that there is a functional group. So that functional group, just now you have learned that if it is OH, that means it will be replaced by OL. E will be replaced by OL. But now in this case, it is on the second carbon atom. Then how you are going to write that OL? You cannot directly write it as propanol, because it is not on the first carbon. If it is on the first carbon, then we can directly call it as propanol. No need to write it as 1 propanol or propanol. Okay, because it is understood that when it is propanol directly written, then it is on the first carbon. But since it is on the second carbon now, we have to call it with the number. Okay, we have to give a suffix for it, a prefix for it, that is a number. You can either call it as 2-propanol by putting a hyphen like this, 2-propa, in E will be replaced by all, 2-propanol, or you can also write this in this manner, that is propan dash 2 dash OL. Remember, always whenever number is written, you have to write it with a hyphen. So here you can see that either you can write it as 2-propanol, saying that alcohol group is on the second carbon atom. In this way also you can write, and another method is, which is given in your textbook, is this one, that is propan. Okay, E is replaced by all, but where is that all? It is on the second carbon atom. So that you have to mention. So propan dash 2 dash OL. So this is how you can number it. Let's take some more example in more functional group and see a different chain of carbon. That is, this was easy because it was coming on the second carbon in both the direction. Let's see now how we can number it when the chain is bigger. Like for example, when it is a pentane, parent alkane is pentane, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH, CH3, and here the chlorine atom is attached. Now again let's see now, number it from this way or this side. Okay, there are two possibilities, that is from this way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and the other way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I mentioned to you that the functional group will be wherever functional group is attached, that nearest carbon you have to number it from 1 and 2. Now here if you see, this carbon is getting 4 as the number, whereas from this direction if you see, this carbon is getting second number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, instead of calling it as 4, you will use the number 2, because 2 is a smaller number. Okay, you have to always give a smaller number to the functional group or whichever carbon it is closest. Now here it is closest, therefore we will start numbering from this direction, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, instead of this chlorine getting 4 numbers. So the name now will change to, since it is chlorine, therefore it will have a prefix parent chloro, and since the parent alkene is 5 carbons are there, therefore parent alkene name is pentane. Here in this case you are not replacing E, instead you are writing a prefix. Now where that chlorine is attached? It is attached to the second group, so you will write the number here 2, okay, with a hyphen like this, 2 dash chloropentane. Isn't it easy, students? Yes, it is very easy to number. But if suppose the chlorine was attached here, then there was no problem even if you do this way or this way, because this is the middle carbon and it will get the number 3. So you can call it as this way also numbering or this way also numbering. But here since it is attached here, you will give this carbon as 1, okay, and not this carbon as 1. Fine. Whereas in this case, suppose the chlorine was attached here, and in this place, in place of this it was attached here, it could have been, you will number now from here 1, 2, 3, 4, because here chlorine is getting in this direction, chlorine will be getting 2, whereas in this direction which we had used previously, it will get 4. So depending upon where is the functional group, that carbon start numbering. Where it is closer to that carbon, you have to start numbering. Okay, is that clear to you? So here it is 2-chloropentane. Is that clear, student? Now let's go for one more, this example. That is another group we will take. That is ketone group. Okay, CH3. 5. CH3, CH2, CH double bond O and CH3. Now here see here it is C double bond O. C double bond O is also called as a ketone group. Now let's start numbering it. You can number it either from this way or this way. But as I mentioned to you, you have to always see where the functional group is closest to which carbon. That carbon you have to start numbering first. So this ketone group, that is here C double bond O group, is closest to this carbon. So we will call this carbon as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you are getting now ketone on the second carbon. So first write down the parent name. Parent name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means parent name is pentane. Pentane. Now ketone group is attached on the second carbon. Therefore E you replace it with O-N-E. O-N-E. Now where is that O-N-E present? It is present on the second carbon. Therefore you call it as pentane dash 2 dash O-N-E. Pentane 2-on or 2-pentanone. You can either call it as pentane 2-on or 2-pentanone. Either of the two ways. Since this method is given in your textbook, you follow that one. Okay. So students, this is regarding the 3 different steps of writing the names of the carbon compounds. Some more steps are required for writing IUPAC names of the compounds having more complex structures like the branch chains and all, or cyclic carbon chains. These the naming of this type of carbon compounds you are not going to learn now. That is for the higher studies. If you are going for science stream and all, you will be learning this. So for you have to learn only this one. Fine. Now let's see, one more table is given in your textbook, that is on page number 123, wherein common names are given. There are so many common names for different carbon compounds which is not easy for us to remember. Okay, whereas how we can write these common names in IUPAC name, now let us try to learn. Okay, now let's write the IUPAC name for the common names which are given, like ethylene, acetylene, acetic acid, methyl alcohol, acetaldehyde, acetone, ethyl methyl ketone, ethylamine and propyl chloride. Okay, so these are the structural formulas of all of them. Let's try to write down the IUPAC name. Now here you see parent alkane has 2 carbons, that means the name will be ethane, and since there is a double bond, A and A will be replaced by E and E, and therefore IUPAC name will be ethane. Okay, second one, here you see again 2 carbons are there, therefore parent name will be ethane. Okay, and triple bond is there, therefore A and A will be replaced by Y and E, and the name will be ethyne. Fine. Then here this is 2 carbon atoms are there, and the functional group is carboxylic acid, therefore A will be replaced by OIC acid. Okay, CH3COOH, 2 carbons are there, therefore it is ethane, and therefore it will be called as ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid. Okay, second. Next is here, it is a functional group is alcohol, that is OL, 1 carbon is there, therefore methane. E will be replaced by OH, that is OL. Okay, therefore it will be called as methanol. Okay, so methyl alcohol is also called methanol. Then we have aldehyde group here, and 2 carbons are there, therefore parent name will be ethane. Okay, ethane, and since functional group aldehyde has a suffix al, you will write it as ethanol. Fine. Then here you see it is a ketone group is there on the second carbon atom, and there are 3 carbons here, therefore the parent name will be propane, and the functional group is ONE, therefore you will write it as propan. Propan on the second carbon 2, and you will write ONE, propan to on. Okay, then next one is ethyl methyl ketone is CH3CO, CH3. So here 4 carbons are there, that means the parent name will be butane, and since the ketone group is on the second carbon, therefore it will be called as butane. Okay, dash 2 dash ONE. Here this carbon will have to number it as 2. So 1, 2. So it will be butan to on. Next one is amine group is there. 2 carbons are there. So parent name will be ethane. Therefore ethane, E will be replaced by amine group. Therefore it will be called as ethanamine. Fine. Then last one, CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl. Here it will have a parent prefix parent, since it is chlorine. Therefore you will write it as chloro. And since 3 carbons are there, therefore the parent name will be propane. So it will be chloropropane. So like this, students, you have to write the names of all the compounds in IUPAC. I hope so you have understood how to write the names, that is the nomenclature system of the carbon compounds. So next time we are going to learn about the chemical properties of the carbon compounds. So till we meet the next video, bye and thank you dear students.